Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to.
All right, ready to go?
The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. What's happening right now, folks, and the fulfillment of a lifelong dream, a special individual taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, and what a huge moment this is for him. I mean, your whole life has been spent leading up to this, and finally he's going to get to take the court in the NBA. I mean, his mind has to be racing like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, there are all different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
On the floor for Detroit, Freak in at point guard. Ilyasova out there with Johnson. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 spot. All sorts of time, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot. Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Johnson up top, defended by Scott. Here's Caldwell Pope. Not happening that time. His second miss in 5 shots.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Freak. The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. Hawks lead by 2. Stay with us as we get set to bring you this. You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective. And the first half comes.
And now.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the... Pistons trail by 13. Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Cephalosha in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Morris dishes to Freak. And Meeks kicks to Drummond. Pass to Meeks. Feeds to Freak. Shot clock at 6. From deep. Good. Freak gets it to go, and that's not just any basket, folks. Those are his first points here in the NBA.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Well, with Freak, Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
And Detroit last season against the East played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on. Tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East. And went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
Last year, a good one for Jeff Teague, Clark. He was a first-time All-Star in this league.
He's a pick-and-roll technician, so good in reading the defense as he operates from that spot on the floor. He was really the catalyst for what was a really efficient offense for the Hawks.
Johnson, the pass to Freak. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside. And Jeff Teague, a real speed merchant. I mean, very tough to stay in front of. He can put you on skates, blow by, and get right to the rim.
There's a good screen. Now the pass to Schroeder. Takes a three. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line. It's going to be on Freak.
And got Jeff Teague an attack guard.
Then for the Hawks, Al Horford. He's checked in for Mike Scott. Cephalosha comes in for Justin Holiday. And it's Teague in for Tim Hardaway Jr. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Aaron Baines. Marcus Morris comes in for Johnson. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Freak subbed in for Reggie Jackson. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Freak, he's in at the point. Marcus Morris is out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Meeks in at the shooting guard position. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Scotty's checked in for Horford. And Justin Holiday's subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And then for Detroit, Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Tolliver comes in for Ilyasova. And it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Marcus Morris.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
27 seconds left in the game. Atlanta with the ball. And Teague, here we go. And that one's good.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
And the foul called on Freak. That's foul number 2 for him.
Watch him. He's coming out over there.
Teague with the ball.
Detroit foul. Reach it.
That's his third personal foul.
Free throw good, Teague.
At the line for the Hawks, Jeff Teague.
And so Teague hits 2 free throws. And so Atlanta takes this one.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford.
Yeah, Al Horford put in some serious work bringing home this win tonight. He's always been the definition of a great two-way player, and when you've got a big man who's that versatile, it's a huge boost for your ball club.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just
coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest, pretty excited. Mama, Pops, Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
The next play before the hometown crowd. We've got it for you tonight, live from Brooklyn, New York. And it's back to Detroit for the Pistons at the conclusion of Nets. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Bogdanovich is subbed in for Wayne Ellington. And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Ilyasova. Jackson, he's checked in for Meeks. And Freak subbed in for Brandon Jennings. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Freak, he's in at the point. Aaron Baines out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Johnson, and it's Jackson in at the shooting guard position. Injuries have certainly taken their toll on Bargnani, culminating in disaster last season. Drake shooting up for only 29 games, the fewest ever in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he had a series of leg injuries, the hammy, the calf. Really unfortunate part about it is that he has so much talent, but yet really to develop that on the floor because of all the issues.
Detroit making a switch here. Caldwell Pope checked in. Morris a screen. Now here's Freak, defended by Jack. Freak kicks to Baines. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Jackson. No luck. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Hey, I don't know, guys. This may be all speculation. Perhaps they had a bad flight into town the night before, and we all know a rough flight in can lead to turbulence on the court.
Bargnani hits another look. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Here's Baines, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Baines has got his first points of the night.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
And Jack, here we go. Rebound, Detroit. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And nothing went well offensively on this night for them. They were just completely disjointed.
Yeah, you could call it the 3 Ds: disjointed, disorganized, discombobulated, or whatever else you wanted to use to describe that would be appropriate.
Pulls up on the elbow, and the shot is long.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Left side, Jack. Passes it to Bargnani. The 11-footer, and he gets the bucket. Bargnani's got his second bucket of the game to go. with 1 on the clock. Plenty of offense in this close. And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style. Here for Brooklyn. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Jarrett Jack. And a different look here for the Pistons. Marcus Morris is checked in for Ilyasova. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Johnson. Reggie Jackson's checked in for Meeks. And Freak subbed in for Brandon Jennings. We've got Wayne Ellington. Thomas Robinson is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Bargnani. And it's Bogdanovich in at the shooting guard. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit.
And Thomas Robinson has been on a lot of teams here in his short time in the league. Not easy to find a spot when you're always getting moved.
And for Robinson, the trade's way on him as well. Clarkie said last season that he just wants to prove that he belongs here.
Well, you know, he's yet to find the right fit for a team, but the skill set is clearly there. I mean, he's an NBA player. There's no doubt about that. Looked great for Philadelphia near the end of the year as he got minutes with them.
Three-pointer Ellington. That one dropped for his second bucket. Again, 2 for 4.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make him pay.
The trade. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Brooklyn leading by 8. A minute 50 left now here in the second. For 3, Ellington. That's miss number 3 for him. Now 2 for 5 from the floor. Here's Freak. He's coming off a 13-point game against Oklahoma City.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water, but after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the 3rd best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
He tries for 3. Rebound, Brooklyn. Bargnani's got 4 rebounds in this game. Bogdanovich passes to Hollis Jefferson.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Ellington kicks to Bogdanovich. In the corner, it's Ellington. No luck. And it's Detroit the other way.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, feet clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
Feeds it to Bogdanovich. They double him with Freak. Ellington dishes to Robinson. Nets passing it around, and the layup's good off the glass. Ellington's got 5 points now this quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Pass to Bogdanovich. Shoots the 3. Can't get it to go. And so that brings the...
Kevin, we have...
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Wayne Ellington. On the floor for Detroit, Freak in at point guard. Marcus Morris is out there with Aaron Baines. Then there's Reggie Jackson, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the 3 spot. And there's the feed to Morris. And a wide open look for Freak. Detroit, no good that time either.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Taking 2 shots.
He doesn't get the second one. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push. I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Trying his luck deep. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound.
Some of the shots he's taken have been real head scratchers. I mean, come on. He's out there playing like it's a game of horse at the park.
And the foul's called on Freak. That's foul number 2 for him. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Bogdanovich.
Wayne Ellington. That'll be a Pistons timeout.
And let's take this moment to check out the point guards with the highest shooting percentage from the last 10 games. 4th, Jarrett Jack.
Some remarkable shooters in that group. I mean, you know that when you're seeing those types of numbers at the point guard position, you're talking about some very intelligent and patient players.
In addition to being unbelievably gifted shooters. I mean, these guys have some of the smoothest, sweetest strokes in the NBA, which means they have some of the best strokes in the world.
Jack with a screen on Jackson. Hollis Jefferson passes to Robinson. Shot clock at 6. And the Nets miss again. Detroit's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Morris a screen. Now here's Freak, defended by Jack. Here's Freak. Off target from three-point range. Nets leading by 22. Bargnani kicks to Jack. Three-pointer Ellington. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 4 assists in the game. Pistons shooting a pretty brutal 29% since the break. From downtown. And it's Freak missing.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
Yeah, he's played tight. I mean, you can see it. No flow at all to his game right now.
Jack against Morris. And Jack kicks to Robinson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Fades and shoots. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Coming onto the floor.
Changes for Brooklyn. Lopez, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Young comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Johnson in for Jarrett Jack. And then for Detroit, Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Morris. Spencer Dinwiddie comes in for Johnson. And Freak subbed in for Jackson. Johnson is out there with Young. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Bargnani. And it's Robinson in at the 3 slot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Johnson can't hit.
Move it! Move it!
For Detroit, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Here's Freak. Releases from the wing and drills it.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
Nets leading by 23, so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Some changes for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Detroit has possession. And there's 1:45 left in the 4th quarter. Here's Freak. The Pistons rebound. Here's Baines, drilled from 11 feet out.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Johnson dishes to Bargnani. Young outside. Lopez inside. Baines is there, and that one's good. And that's now 10 points for Brook Lopez.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Young. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Larkin comes in for Thomas Robinson. Puts it up. That's short off the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there, and I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions, a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
Here's Freak. Off target from three-point range.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Here's Larkin. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.
Well, Joe, congratulations.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find. And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Tell you about Vic.
We got Blake Griffin and the Clips on deck tonight. Going up against him, you almost just hope you don't end up on a poster. But I've never been one to just get out the way. I'm ready to step up, no matter the consequences. Gotta earn my stripes sometime, you know? Here we go.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. For the season series, Morris is checked in for Ilyasova. Jackson comes in for Caldwell Pope, and Freak subbed in for Brandon Jennings. The Clippers also changing it up. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Jordan. Lance Stevenson comes in for Paul Pierce. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Taking a look at Los Angeles, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Griffin is out there with Smith, and it's Stevenson in at the small forward position. That drops.
Lance Stevenson.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter.
And Redick is just an unbelievable three-point shooter. It's not just his volume, it's his pinpoint accuracy. By the end of last season, Redick was 40% from behind the arc for his career.
And for Redick, he knew what his NBA career would be like way back in 2005. Clark, I recall him saying, I think I'll be a role player like 80% of the players in the league. I don't expect to be a star. I'll just shoot. I'll be a team player.
Yeah, and he's exactly right. He was highly decorated in college, but every scout knew his strength was shooting the basketball, and J.J. knew it as well.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Detroit. Jody Meeks comes in for Johnson. Freak dishes to Jackson. Morris with a screen on Stevenson. Jackson kicks to Freak. Goes up to the stripe. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Stevenson kicks to Smith. Wide open look. Again, Los Angeles. Pistons trail by 4. Smith with the defensive effort.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
1:14 left here in the opening quarter. And it's Freak missing.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Redick with it. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
Griffin with the steal. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Fires from 14, and it comes off the front of the rim. Detroit's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside, and that one's good.